everybody, and welcome to the Grace Grella Show. I am Grace Grella, your intuitive host, and as always, we're here to get you into the positive zone. So if you need information about your love life, your family, your health, your finances, reassurance from loved ones who are, have passed on, whatever it is that you really need to have some peace of mind going into this holiday season, that's what we're here for. We're going into Thanksgiving, and we're very thankful for everyone who donates their time and energy to the show. This truly is a labor of love. And tonight I am so blessed to have my very special return guest, Michelle Whitedove. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Michelle, thank you for Skyping in from Florida, honey. How are you?
I'm doing great. How about yourself?
I'm doing wonderful. I think this is just so hysterically funny that, I asked you, and it was like during the retrograde, and I said, well, that's okay because retrogrades are for revisiting, and so we're revisiting, except I don't have your beautiful self here. I have you on screen, but that's okay. But then when our audio went kaflooey, I was like, oh my goodness gracious, that's what's going on here. So I want to explain to all the viewers that those lines aren't going to be available for you to get through to ask the questions. If you want to ask a question, you're going to have to do it through the comments on the Facebook page, and because we're using the telephone lines for our communication with the Skype system. So that's what's going on here tonight. A bit challenging, but hey, the show must go on. And I have the consummate professional here for you tonight, okay? This woman is so accomplished. She's the author of 6 fabulous books, okay? Not only that, but she was awarded the America's Psychic Challenge and $100,000 for it too, from Lifetime TV. She won that for the America's Best Psychic. She's definitely up there with international acclaim and recognition. She's the best. She's as beautiful inside as she is outside, and that's saying a lot because she's gorgeous. And also, she works as a medium, and but she also does a lot of work. She did a documentary for HBO, No One Dies in Lilydale, and she is a regular there. They love her there. Living and deceased. They all love her there. And so, you might want to check out her website for when, usually in the summertime, I believe, is when you can catch her up there doing, talking at the Magic Stump. Isn't that where you do sessions or speak to spirit? At Lilydale?
That's one of the places, yes.
Okay. All right. And you can reach Michelle at www.michellewhitedove.com. All right. And she is amazing. She is so gifted and just so giving and so loving. And I can't say enough about you, Michelle.
And I know if you say it, you mean it.
That's the truth. You know that.
Yes.
Yeah, nothing but the truth, so help me. So what I really would love to address is that we have nothing but love for everybody calling in and asking questions. And, it's okay for people to have different opinions or about things. People make predictions and all the time. I do, Michelle does, everybody that we know, our colleagues. So it's about it's time will tell. I want to put it that way. And it's all about not buying into that this has to be a competition or a race. That's just silly. Okay, I think there was a song, "We're in this love together," and that's what the spiritual field really, to me, is all about. It's about supporting each other and getting us all to where we need to go, and that's uplifted, and we rise by lifting others. So hopefully we can do that and help you all out by answering questions. Michelle, could you give them a little background about how you developed your gift?
Actually, I was born with it, and I didn't really realize that I was so different compared to others until around the age of 8. And, when I went to my mother or my father, and I would say, "Oh, grandma's in the room," but oh, no, grandma's passed over. So little things like that, and come to realize that other little girls and boys that were my age weren't seeing or hearing or feeling or aware of the spirit world as I am and was.
And I think, is it something that, because I was around the same age when my gift came to me, and it's very synchro woo-woo going on here. I was 7 years old, so it seems that a lot of us in the field have had trauma or lived through trauma, and it heightened the awareness. Because don't you feel that we all have abilities, just on different levels? Yeah.
Absolutely. Everyone's intuitive. It's just not everybody chooses to utilize their intuition.
Yeah, yeah. And I know there are so many people who just need to trust themselves more and their awareness and their abilities. And I'm so excited that, how is it in Florida, by the way? How's the weather there?
It's pretty nice, actually, tonight. It's nice. It's been more cool.
Oh, okay, good. So it's about, now you do things like, I'm being like a little tongue-in-cheek here, a little facetious about, how's the weather there? But you are able to see globally about predictions about weather and things of that nature as well, correct?
Yes.
Wow. Wow. That just amazes me. When did you find out you could do that?
It's hard to carry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And my love and respect goes out to everyone in the field, because that's a big burden to have to bear, to get all that information for the world and try to bring it out in a creditable way, because we have so many naysayers and people trying to knock us down. That was a song. I get knocked down, but I get up again. Jump along. It's keeping your integrity and trust and faith in a world of darkness isn't always easy, and yet you do it.
It's not always easy.
Yeah, and yet you do it. So I just want to give kudos to you, and for always being a very classy lady and always taking the high road. I really admire that, and because I don't know who came up with the expression trigger happy. Usually when somebody's triggered, they're not happy, okay? Yeah, it's a wound or something's coming up. But that kind of healing, I wish for everyone that whatever it is that's causing that hurt or that pain, that they find that healing, that they come to that realization. And I think that's why you are put into so many people's lives, because you give them that peace of mind or the information in the background of what happened. You've done it. I've seen you on TV when you did the Lifetime thing, finding people buried underground.
Yeah.
I mean, wow.
Well, that one surprised. I surprised myself with that one. But again, the glory goes to Spirit. I was just listening.
Well, you listen very well, darling. So that's the awesome thing about you. And your satellite dish, and what a dish she is. Okay. So now is it a different frequency of vibration when you're perceiving for world events versus personal events?
Yes, it's a completely different frequency. And it's a heavier frequency. Some days even I go through a little bout of like the heaviness, and I realize, no, this isn't me. I'm not depressed. It's the heaviness of maybe all that I'm carrying from a full day of readings, or maybe the insight, the information I was given from Spirit through my dreams, which is really the spirit world. I'm very diversified because I work as a health intuitive, but I'm also a psychic medium, and I work murder cases and work with children, and just very diversified. And I like to use my gifts all at once, because between the seeing and the hearing and the feeling, it all comes together. It's like pieces of puzzle. We put it together and then we see the whole thing.
to crescendo. Now I see Fantasia with Mickey and the magic wand, you know, and you orchestrating it all and doing it so lovely, I might add. I do have a question for somebody who wrote in, and he's a Facebook friend of both of ours, Tony S.
Cool.
You know, Tony S. And the Virgo, who is just brilliant. This man is, you can't even, I don't even know that they could chart this man's IQ. That's how intelligent he is. What I'd like to ask for him is, do you feel that there will be an invention that will negate currency in the future?
Yes.
Okay, so you do feel that.
Yeah.
Interesting.
The currency, as we know it, will change. But we're
Is that because Uranus is in Taurus?
I can see very far out.
Oh, yeah, I know. And what I'm really interested in, because you're a Taurus, and the planet Uranus is in Taurus, and Uranus is the future, you know, Uranus is the frequency. You know, Uranus is, this is where it's going, people, you know.
Is that why I can't find the off button?
Yeah, right? And so I think what's going on right now is with all the structures that are in Capricorn with government, you can see around the world that it's like, okay, if it's broke, we can't fix it because it's broken. We're going to come up with something new. That's what Uranus does. Uranian energy is like, why would you go back to the same thing that's not working? No brainer. You know, let's invent something that will work. You know, that was maybe good for a time and a place, but now the future is digital, electronics, you know, pilot of the airwaves, you know what I mean? That kind of thing. And so I'm really happy to be able to tell Tony S., our Facebook friend, that personally, this is my prediction for him, that he is going to be very solid in his financial future. And I think all earth signs are going to notice a surprise, like a bolt out of the blue, Sacre Bleu, because Uranus is in the sign of Taurus, an opportunity.
Oh.
So that's for you too. An opportunity.
Yeah, I'm excited. An opportunity.
Yeah. Love makes the world go round, but money does grease those wheels. Okay. So we want, So we don't want the squeaky wheels. We want to grease them up and everybody be happy and have what they need. And in a time of transition, strap yourselves in, the ride's gonna get bumpy, as Betty Davis said in the movie, you know?
That's it.
Right? So it's about patience. And Taurus, you are the epitome of having patience. So do you find that you've had that tested a lot lately?
Yes. Don't do what I did. I made the mistake to pray for patience. What did I get? Tribulation.
To give you more patience.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it only took one time that I did that. I got it.
Yeah.
But I've had many experiences in my own personal journey that definitely you have to have patience. Even in the work that we do, as you know, Grace, it's patience.
Yeah.
It's compassion, it's empathy, sensitivity.
Absolutely.
To whoever we're working with. And I think you do it great.
Oh, wow. Thank you, God. Coming from above with love, this is like made my whole lifetime here, Michelle. I appreciate you giving me your insight. It's, you know, because you know, sometimes we just give of ourselves and our gift, and it's non-refundable, so we have to do this. We can't give it back. God said, oh no, I gave it to you. It's all yours, babe. Run with it. And so I appreciate that. That's lovely. But it's also, I want everyone to start trusting themselves more. And I think that a lot of people, unfortunately, are acting out of fear right now. And that creates a lot of issues, you know, that they, like self-inflicted torture almost. You know what I'm saying? It's like if they could see through the eyes of love, if they could take that breath and center in the heart chakra and realize that, don't take it personal. It's 9 times out of 10 not about you. It's about what that person needs for their healing. And I found that when I do that, all my triggers are happy. Bada boom, to segue back to the shtick I was doing earlier there. But I'm blessed to know you and Tony and Joseph Van Dyke and June DeYoung, and there's just so many, James Von Prague. There are just so many gifted people on this planet. I don't know Danon, but I feel like I do. He looks like such a sweetheart. Like, I'll see people on TV and I'll see them work and I'll connect with their energy and say, oh, I'd love to meet that person. I'd love to know that person, But I've found.
Personality's large.
Oh, yeah. So to do the work that he does, and whoa, that's selfless. Well, he's a Cancerian. So they're all about nurturing and love, and come here, honey, let me feed you and nurture you and give you some loving, I do feel that people right now are, what can you advise them for getting through this time of transition, especially in the year coming up?
Right. Well, the first thing I would say, if there's ever a time to spiritually wake up, this is the time.
Yeah.
Because if you're not spiritually awoken and living your life like a prayer, then you're going to be in the group that's going on a real bumpy ride that's going for a crash, versus those of us that are going on a bumpy ride. But if we listen to our higher self, our God part self, our intuition, it will take us as gracefully and painlessly where we need to go successfully without having to be so traumatized.
So basically, in a few words or less, you're saying if we go with the flow, it's going to be okie doke. If we go kicking and screaming, it's not going to be so great.
Well,
okay.
It's more to it than that. It's really, this year is about being self-sufficient, independent, learning to declutter, not only around you, your home, but in your mind, clutter that so many people struggle with every day that they don't think that they have, and intuitive voice. But this is a time, basically, I'd say that you want to get ready, because Spirit put it to me like this last week. They said, we are at the beginning of the end times as we've known it. Did you hear that?
I sure did.
We're at the beginning, at the end, as we know it. So that just opened up a can of, all kinds of things that are natural kind of stuff given, some are not. I mean, just look at the people. That tells you everything right there.
Yeah.
How people are conducting themselves.
Yeah.
So if you're being fearful or whatever you're fearing, you're only helping that fear manifest because you're feeding it.
Right.
With your energy,
right.
Versus utilizing prayer or meditation. Everybody has the same hotline that I have to Spirit, and that's through prayer. And meditation is when we listen to what Spirit has to give us.
Oh, I agree, 100%. And hopefully, Virginia, are you here? You want to come up to the microphone? We have this lovely woman. Her name is Virginia. She is a Taurus. So she's wonderful, and she's a healer, and she does a lot of healing with dolphins and things like that.
Oh, I love dolphins.
Yeah. Virginia, what was your question for Michelle today, honey?
What do you see me doing in the future?
What's your sun sign, please?
May 5th.
Same birthday as myself.
That's right.
I've seen you before. Where have I seen you?
Oh, I was on the show when you were here last time.
I remember names, I'm terrible, but faces and energies, I don't forget. Okay, you're at a major crossroad of basically in your life of getting out of your own way and letting God take over. So this is time to let go and let God take over. Opportunities. I'm looking at you, and you really want change in almost every single aspect of your life, from your love life to your health, to work, to family, friends, to where you live, what you look like. I mean, the whole enchilada is change. And don't fear these changes, because again, if you fear it, we create it. Embrace it. It's all positive and overdue.
Great.
Grace?
Yeah, I agree with that. I've been trying to tell her the same thing, but you know how that goes, Michelle. Sometimes we need to repetitively hear something to grasp and absorb it, okay? And as brilliant as she is as a Taurus woman, she wants that security of my ducks are all lined up in a row. You know, Taurus
And
women
also, I have her health. There's going to be a health issue coming up here. So I would tell you to be careful with your health, and it wouldn't be a bad idea to get a checkup with the doctor.
Yeah, a lot of circulatory issues.
A lot of your legs bother you a lot.
Yeah.
I feel like when you go to bed, your legs ache or sting and they burn, and I see you taking your hands and rubbing your legs. Also, your lower back, and this is blowing out one knee, and you're either borderline diabetic, if not diabetic.
Right.
Are you aware of that, honey?
Yes, I am.
Okay, but if you change the way you eat, that would help you so much with your health overall. Just eat clean and healthy and stay away from the whites. But I know you, us Taurus, we like the earthly pleasures, and food is a way to fill up your void. But instead of utilizing food, let spirit fill up that void.
And I'd like to move out to Florida.
Well, you would love the water. There's lots of water. And Florida, you know, this is where I was born, in Florida. So I've been here my whole life, in and out. I've lived in Colorado. I've lived in Beverly Hills. But Florida is my home base. Lots of things here to do, lots of crazy people. So you might want to meditate on that before you make that move.
Thank you.
well,
You're
Michelle,
welcome, honey.
thank you so much,
do it.
Michelle, for opening her awareness to that, because I think that once you allow that seed to be planted, then it has the opportunity to grow and to gestate and have something fabulous happen. Now, I really feel for Virginia that she's going to wind up having one of her healing places down there in Florida with the dolphins. Okay, and doing healing work. And there's so much healing energy in Florida. I mean, you're there. My friend Jos van Dyke is there. He's in Tallahassee. So we have you in the Fort Lauderdale area. He's up north. We got to get you on the West Coast, like Tampa or something there. We've got to balance out the energies. Anything else you wanted us to look into today, Virginia?
Oh, my uncle Mario, he died on February 7th. I wondered if he had a message for me.
My condolences. But you know, we never die, so it's just a transition.
He was
So
a doctor,
don't
a
even
very
think of it that way.
famous cardiovascular doctor.
I was just going to say, would you let me prove myself here, Donna? I was just going to say that I felt that his heart was his problem. Hello? You can acknowledge that, yes, no?
Yes,
Yeah. And he had more than one incident with his heart, too.
yes.
So he cheated or got out of one of his death dates, but then he passed very quickly, abruptly. Actually, I can feel it. So when I physically can take it on, I know it's strong, and I know that that's how the spirit's way of letting me know that's how he stepped out of his body, and the silver cord was severed. And once the silver cord is severed, then that's it. We're not getting back into the body. That's our umbilical cord to our Creator.
But he's happy. He's going to be even more happy for you when you embrace your moving forward with your move and relocation and getting involved with your healing. And it's in the giving that we receive. It's sometimes when we heal that we are healed, you know? So you know that principle. So it's that healing energy, right, Michelle? When it comes through us, it resonates and vibrates within us as well. So it truly is in the giving we receive, right?
It is. The more you give, the more that comes back to you, but with a pure intent.
Yes.
And I want to say to her, Love yourself more. You need to learn to love yourself. You're beautiful inside and out. The lady that I just spoke to.
Yes.
So I want her to work on loving herself because God loves you whole. You know, you're beautiful. God is a loving God, a good God, a great God, and just use the phone. You got the same like anybody else. Prayer and meditation. By the way, it helps you to raise your vibration also.
That's right.
You can do it. You're going to do just fine.
Thank you.
As Ariana
right.
Grande sings, we're vibing, we're vibing. I love it when
She's
we're
a good
vibing.
soul.
Okay, for everybody that's watching live, don't go away. We are going to be coming back. I think we go into fast forward motion whenever we're connected, Michelle, because our energies just speed up time. That's when we need, right? We need share if we could turn back time. But it's not happening for right now for us. So everybody, if you're watching live, don't go away. We will be coming back with more of Michelle Whitedove. And as I said, you want to get in touch with this lovely, gifted woman, www.michellewhitedove.com. She's awesome. Okay, so feel the love. She'll make sure you do when you contact her. I rave about her every chance I get. It's a good rave. Thanks so much, Michelle, for coming via Skype. And don't go away on me because we have another half hour to do.
Wow, time flies.
Yeah. Yeah. Bing. A half hour just went by. Bing. Whoa. But I'm really happy that we finally got the audio taken care of and everything's connecting and moving forward and as it should be.
I know between you and I, we're going to move right through it. I know that.
I know. Bing, bing, bing. One of these summers, I have to, I was saying to your gorgeous assistant there, Shante, that I really want to come up to